We will get going. So everybody, this is lovely Lisa Stockman, who is a personal stylist. And we will sound very friendly because we are great friends, but we've never met each other in person. How fun is that? So Lisa's in Victoria in Melbourne, as she said, and I'm up here in the Sunshine Coast. And we got to know each other through a Facebook page and have been friends ever since. And I feel like it's almost like we have been in the same state. It's great. So my not advice, my words for you thinking of Lisa and styling is, it's like your best friend going shopping with you and just making you look amazing. So Lisa is a personal stylist and she does online sessions, but she does in in-person shopping. So has it been exciting being able to be out and about in people's wardrobes and stuff recently?
Yeah, so the last sort of 18 months has obviously all been online, but there's nothing like being in person with a client as well. So I've had clients who I've had to reschedule 6 times over the last over this year, and so it's great. I'm just really buzzing to be back with people, but I know that a lot of my clients are really anxious about getting back into stores because they don't want to be around crowds at the moment, which is totally understandable. So for a lot of people, it's just easing back in.
It's interesting you say that because, Queensland has been so totally different to New South Wales and Victoria. So when you say things like that, it kind of goes in my heart. It's like, oh my God, that, everyone is so worried, and it's completely different up here. I don't know how it is in New Zealand. You guys from New Zealand, do let us know. So are people excited though to be, able to get themselves looking good again, or are they more anxious of, where it's going?
Well, I think a lot of people that I'm hearing are kind of sick of wearing their activewear now, but they're also taking this time to, I don't think people, particularly here in Melbourne, are really rushing into stores just as yet. I think people are taking their time and are being much more conscious of what they're purchasing. So I think particularly with my clients, in peri and menopause, they are far more strategic about what they're buying, which is amazing. Far more conscious in the way they shop, which I love. So
if you don't know Lisa's social media handles, I will give them to you. It's amazing watching, and she did one the other day and there was like a big pile of stuff from someone's wardrobe and then a few like outfits that the person had put on, and they said that, just by putting different things together looked amazing. And it is always like that. You would just need to see Lisa. Now, I wanted to ask you, what are some of the common issues your clients face when it comes to style during perimenopause and menopause? Because obviously, as we've talked about today, there could be weight changes, there could be hot flushes, there could be just feeling, icky in your body. How do you get around that?
well, I think that the main issues that I see for my clients are a couple of things. One that you briefly mentioned, which is body change. And often what we see is weight gain in the middle, weight gain on the boobs, sometimes even the back broadening. So there's definitely that. Hot flashes, obviously. Another thing that I find is women our age tend to feel a bit invisible when it comes to fashion. So if you look online, a lot of fashion is not geared at women our age, and yet we're the ones with the disposable income to spend. And so it's quite interesting to me. A lot of my clients feel like they're a bit invisible. And so another issue that I find as well is that I really don't like the term age appropriate, but a lot of my clients in this time in their life. They don't want to look like their daughters or like mutton dressed as lamb, but they still want to look and feel sexy. And so it's finding the balance with all of those issues, which I guess leads me on to some of my tips for dressing during this time. Are you happy for me to go into those?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I think if we address, the heat that comes through your body, and I'll be completely honest, I'm not at that stage in my life yet, but I was only just talking about this with a client today, and she said she feels the heat rise from her chest up through her neck. So one of the things I always suggest at this time is not to wear heavy necklaces. And some people even find a really light chain can be too much. So what I would suggest in that point is to wear a bigger earring and maybe some jewelry on your hands or like a nice cuff. Accessories really are your friend. So invest in a gorgeous bag or shoes, things like that, that you won't have those issues with. Another thing that I know that my clients, I try and steer them towards natural fabrics. So breathable fabrics like linen and cotton. I love silk, but some of my clients complain that they sweat a lot in silk. So for some people, that's not a good option, but definitely cotton and very lightweight knits as well. So one of the things that you want to do is make sure you're layering so you can easily take off some items if you're getting hot. So I know for some of the cooler climates like in Auckland and in Melbourne, I'll often suggest to my clients to get a cashmere sweater that they can just wear on their shoulders. And if they get hot, they can take it off, or if they're cold, they can put it on and it's not too heavy. Also, I think, tailoring is really important. So at the moment, you might have seen out in stores, there's a lot of blazers, a lot of tailored pants, and they're a really easy way to elevate your look, which I think is really beautiful. And floaty pieces, particularly for tops, tend to be what my clients are most comfortable with during this time. So that's certainly something that I would suggest. Yeah. And I could see some comments coming through there.
Yes.
Vanessa?
So someone has said, I'm so self-conscious about my upper arms. Like Kim out of Kath and Kim would say, my
fadoobiders.
Love it.
So what you can do, if you're conscious about your upper arm, and I'm guessing you probably feel it's the under bit, not so much the top bit. But what I would suggest there is, if you're wanting a going out top, like something that's a bit sexy, yes, the under bit, thank you. I think one of the great solutions for any woman is something off the shoulder. So if you show your shoulder, which tends to be a little bit more angular, that's a really sexy look without showing your upper arm. So one shoulder tends to be great on most body shapes. And if you're not comfortable showing your upper arm, then don't. It's as simple as that. I think what you wear is really, first and foremost, you have to feel comfortable and confident. There are also tops that you can buy which have like a little slit in the top of the arm. So there's still a sleeve. So you get coverage, but you still have a little bit of skin showing, which is nice. So that's certainly a way that you can keep your arms covered.
And I always laugh when I ask Lisa questions because I so don't know fashion lingo. But those sleeves that are like a baggy bit and they kind of finish a little bit elbowish or a little bit higher. Would that be good for people who want to hide their arms but don't want to have a long sleeve top, or does that puffy bit accentuate their arms more?
I think the problem, there's so many puffy sleeves at the moment, and it can be a bit, if you're broad across your bust, and your back, and then you add a puffy sleeve. I'm not demonstrating very well, I'm sorry, but all you're doing is actually adding bulk to part of your body that you're feeling bulky already. So, and the eye goes where it's drawn. So if it's too bulky in that, with that sleeve, even though that's on trend, that doesn't mean you need to go buy it. And if you're trying something like that on, like a new trend or something, and you're in the fitting room and it doesn't feel right, you don't even need a reason why. If it doesn't feel right, leave it behind, because you won't wear it at home. And you got to trust your instinct here. Like, a lot of people tend to listen to retail staff or their friends, but you're the one that has to wear it and feel great in it. So that would be a big bit of advice too.
So I'm really interested about not wearing necklaces, because I've never heard of that advice before in my life. That's amazing. Does it really make that much difference for people?
It does, because if you think of the heat rising up through your neck, and some of you watching right now, you might be able to comment on the chat if this has happened to you. But if you're starting to feel hot and clammy, then you're wanting to get the necklace off. And if you're out for dinner or you're out with friends, it's just too much. So I would just suggest, you know, play with some fun earrings, and then you don't have to worry about it at all.
Perfect. Someone's asked, there's so much busy floral colours and busy patterns out there. Do plain colours suit a fuller figure?
I think plain colours are actually the best, because the beauty about a plain colour, like if you have a wrap dress in a plain colour, by changing the accessories, you'll change the look every time. If you wear a really loud print, and you've been out with some people and then they say, oh, there's Vanessa again in that print.
Yeah.
And sometimes a print can actually wear you, and you never want a dress or a top or anything to wear you. You want to own that look. So what I would suggest is, if you're starting from scratch and you want to get a fabulous dress or a top, get a color that really makes you look alive. Like, before I came on camera today, I wasn't feeling, you know, my brightest self, but I've chosen a color that actually gives some life into my cheeks. And so, you know, go into a fitting room and find that color for you and work with that.
Well, you did well there, Lisa, because you look like you're full of energy and vibrant. So just goes to show, doesn't it, how much different outfit, different colors can make.
Color makes a huge difference to your complexion, to your mood, and to how people, what you project as well. So,
and that's the thing as well with color, it's very much what your mind picks up with that color as well, and then what you feel from that, isn't it? So could you run us through what kind of colors have what effect on the mood?
Yeah, so reds and like corals, like I'm wearing now, are very much an energetic question. It really depends what you're looking to achieve. So when I dress women in leadership, I tend to go for white and shades of white that suit their complexion, which is very much a suffragette color. So it's definitely represents women in power. If you're looking for something with authority, you choose a blue. Green is that really earthy color. What else? I think the color that I cull most out of clients' wardrobes are very washed out colors. So pale pinks, pale grays, sandy color are very hard to wear without a full face of makeup and some accessories. So they're probably the ones I cull the most out of wardrobes.
Interesting. And do you cull a lot of black? Because people tend to gravitate towards black, don't they? Thinking it's going to make them look thinner or make them, you know, hide in the background. Do you cull black or do you leave it in?
I cull black when there's 10 of the same black. So what happens is a lot of people will buy pretty much the same top in black, and you probably only need one or two. So I try and get people to think about having items in their wardrobe that perform different functions. I know a lot of women tend to, particularly in Melbourne, hide in black, but black can be actually quite aging, because as you age, black too close to the skin with nothing to break it up can actually age you. So it's something to be aware of. Don't be afraid of color. Once you start playing with it, you will love it, I promise.
Yes, and it does. You know, when you see someone in a colorful outfit, it is nice to see. When you see so many, you know, blacks or browns or grays, it's lovely to see someone in something bright. And that, when you said about black aging you, because of perimenopause and menopausal skin changes, is there anything else that you recommend that will help you look younger?
Yeah, so if you like wearing darker colors, I would go for things instead of black, like a charcoal or a navy. And definitely, like, one of the things I love about this season, and I'm not a big trend follower, but the color palette this season is much stronger, more vibrant colors. Whereas last year it was very much sort of muted colors, and not many people suit those muted colors. Whereas at the moment, there's this beautiful greens and blues out there, and that's a fantastic, you know, way to look more youthful and younger and feel great. So, yeah.
Nerissa's asked, I have an olive complexion and want to wear colors that will make me feel better but not stand out too much. Which would you suggest?
Well, one of the things that you could try, Nerida, is, for example, again, I'm talking about trends, but this is a trend that I actually love this year, which is the striped shirt. You might have seen a lot of that around lately. And if you want to experiment with a color, what I would suggest is you could always do a white and green shirt or a white and blue shirt and see how the color feels on you. The other thing that you can do is go somewhere where, like a sort of a high street label like a Zara, and get a colored bag or get a colored pair of shoes. So it's not close to your face, but you're having a try with it and see how you feel with it. That's how you can play with it a little bit without investing too much. I know, for example, and I'm not paid to say this, but for example, Witchery have a tank top that they've just released in about 10 different colors. What you could do is go into Witchery, pick 10 different colors, take them in the fitting room and hold them up under your chin. And if you feel like you look like you're well, that's a good color. But if you look like you're going a bit gray here and under the eyes, it's not a great color for you. That's the easiest way to test color against your face and not invest a lot.
That's a really good tip, Lisa, because sometimes, you know, you haven't got someone to ask and you're not really sure. And I think you can just go, like you said before, with how you feel about it. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, the perfect hex color for your skin tone. If you feel like you look good, then you do, don't you?
Yeah, and I think too, like, just don't be afraid of it. Have fun. And, you know, you can even put like a colored scarf in your hair and see how it feels, or tie it around your bag and just see how the colors feel to you. And if you love them, then you can invest in something else.
So if you guys go on to Lisa's Instagram page, scroll down a bit, there's a picture of just a little pink bag. And that's kind of an example, isn't it, Lisa, of playing with color without actually having to wear the color. And it's so cute. You just want to go and buy that bag.
Well, yeah, I think especially if you've gone through weight fluctuations, another thing that my clients are telling me at the moment is, I've put on weight during COVID. I feel really awful. And if you're still wanting to get some retail therapy and inject some newness into your wardrobe, accessories are the way to go. Go have some fun. It should be fun and make you feel good.
Exactly. I could wear a plain, safe colour shirt, but a colourful headscarf. Perfect.
Absolutely. I just think that is such a stunning look. You know, a white shirt with a scarf in your hair, or just draped down over the shirt. You can even wear it as a belt in your jeans. You know, it's a classic white shirt you cannot go wrong with.
Exactly. And you doing it that way makes dressing so much easier, doesn't it? Because you don't have to think, oh, I've got to match this with this, or do these patterns you know, suit me, or does my puff ball sleeve do anything for me? um, I am very much with fashion. It needs to be very easy for me. And when I saw Lisa, excuse me, one of the massive things that helped me was her description of what I should do with my wardrobe. So, Lisa, explain in a good way of how to set up your wardrobe so that you feel like a star when you walk into it.
Okay, really quick and simple. So stylists do this all different ways, but I style my wardrobes in sections. So dresses, pants, tops, and so on. And then I hang them in dark to light in each section. Now, the reason I do that is for a number of reasons. One is, as I said, most people repeat buy. So if you actually hang it that way, you'll see I've got 15 black tops. I don't need any more of those. And it will also help you. A lot of people don't know what they have. So most people actually wear only 20% of their wardrobe 80% of the time. So I always find, and then it's easier to create outfits. So if you wake up in the morning and you think, oh, I really want to wear that top today, then it's easy to pair it back with pants or skirts or whatever, because it's all in those sections. So that's how I work with my clients, and it's how I organize my own wardrobe.
And also, when you do it like that, if you put quite nice hangers on your clothes, or your clothes on the hangers, honestly, if you have had a normal messy wardrobe with like different colors, different things all over the place and just shoved in, once you organize it like that and either open the door or walk into it, you do feel like you're a little bit of a movie star. It's amazing.
Yeah, you do. And I think, yeah, like as Mel just said, I'd be lucky to wear 5%. I must say, you know, I always say to people, treat your wardrobe like it's your own fashion collection. Something should deserve to be in there. It should make you feel amazing, and it should be treated with care. So a lot of people think I've got this, I must have this massive wardrobe, and I actually don't, because I choose things very selectively. And whether it's a white t-shirt or a pair of jeans, it must make me feel great. So I would, you know, advocate the same for all of you. You deserve to have, you know, not a massive wardrobe, but one that you wear and love.
And I love the way you explain that, Lisa, because it kind of makes you feel like you're loving yourself by loving your wardrobe, which is what it's all about, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And like this dress, I think I bought maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And every time I put it on, I feel ready to go and I love it. So,
and the other day, Lisa did a webinar, which I was on, and she wore a beautiful dress again. And I said, oh, where did you get that? Thinking I'm going to go down to the shop and buy one. And yeah, same thing again. I think she bought it like 20 years ago or something like that. So it just goes to show, if you buy things that you really love and the color suits you and all that kind of thing, that it will go on and on forever. And so you're not wasting your money on spending a little bit more on a nice item. Now, can I just ask you, what do you do if you're feeling like your clothes don't suit you because you've had a change in lifestyle? So maybe there's a lot of women in this kind of age brackets, for example, who have gone from corporate and gone ditch the corporate and then work from themselves and just don't feel that they need to wear suits or that kind of clothing anymore. What do you do to start transitioning?
Well, I think there's steps that I use. Doesn't matter what age group you're in or what life space you're in. But if you're feeling like your wardrobe, it hasn't caught up with where you are in your lifestyle, the first thing is actually to stop. Before you go and buy anything, before you cull anything, I think it's sit down when you've got a bit of time and write down, how do I want to feel in my clothes? The words could be, I want to feel sexy, I want to feel professional, I want to feel well put together, whatever it is, write them down. And then when you're online and you're scrolling, or if you like Pinterest, start, just collecting images of looks that you like, and you'll start seeing a similarity. And then I also get people to look at their 7 days a week. So what does that look like? Because often I'll see in women's wardrobes, this $400 or $500 dress that they wear once a year, and yet they don't have a good pair of straight leg jeans. So I think you really want to investigate what your life requirements are, and then write a list of basics that you need to fulfill that. Most people, I go into wardrobes and I'll say, oh, do you have a good pair of jeans? No. Do you have a great white shirt? No. And yet they've got all these trend items that they never wear. So it's getting back to basics, because basics are really the foundation.
Yeah, I so agree with that. Have you got a few more minutes, Lisa?
Sure.
So if you had to say you had no clothes whatsoever and you said, right, we'll just get you the basics so you can, put a few looks together, what would be the basics? I know one of them.
What's that?
The blazer.
Yeah.
I know maybe another one. White t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm learning.
You're doing well. So I think jeans or pants, some people aren't comfortable in jeans, but I think jeans or pants are always, and get a pair that suits your body shape. One cut that is great for pretty much every body shape is like a cigarette to a straight leg pant. That suits pretty much everybody. So whether that's in a mid blue jean or a black pant, you can't go wrong. I think a white t-shirt, a trench coat is always great. Doesn't matter what the climate is. You can always layer it up or down. You can wear it out or keep it casual. A white pair of sneakers, so something pretty plain. Ankle boots, black or tan. I think a sandal for summer is really important, something that you're comfortable in walking in. Some accessories, and you don't have to spend a lot. Like these, I think were $20 from Kookeye. You can buy inexpensive accessories like these, a crossbody bag, a lightweight knit, a go-to dress. And I would definitely choose, for most body shapes, a wrap dress with a V-neck works really well. And that can really cross over for any climates. A white button-down shirt. And there are some great shirts now that don't have buttons but look like a button-down shirt, which are easy to move in and look great if you're on Zoom or at a meeting. And all of those pieces I just mentioned can be dressed up or down, and that's what you want. You want to be able to maximize your wardrobe.
Exactly. I had another question then, but I've forgotten. If anybody does have another question for Lisa, feel free. I'm just scrolling through. So Kylie said she has some lovely bright tops, but most of your stuff is black. So how would she put together stuff? Because do you want to just go, okay, well, I'll wear black pants and wear a colourful top? Or what I like the look of is, a nice bright pair of shoes or something like that. It's a little bit funky at the same time. So when you get in you know, to this age and you're feeling maybe a bit frumpy because you're not wearing the stuff that you used to wear when you're younger, whether it be for weight issues or whether it be for, you know, just haven't been shopping for ages. How do we make ourselves super funky without having to be like super out there?
I think it's about, as I said before, I think it's about investing in accessories. There are so many, like Kylie saying she'd wear slippers all day, and I totally get that. There are so many great flats out there at the moment. And I think that's kind of a byproduct of COVID, because people weren't wearing heels as much. There are loafers, there are sandals. And if you've got a favorite printed top that's different colors, pick out a color in that top and wear that color shoe, or get a color bag in that, or match it with an earring. And don't worry about being too matchy either. Like, just go for it. Wear some funky thongs. Some people love Birkenstocks. They do heaps of colors. Like, I think just have fun with it and don't take it too seriously. And if you're in a colder climate and you've got a really bright top or a dress and you're not sure how to tone it down, I would always go white over the top, like a white blazer. A white jumper over the top will just break it up a little bit. And yeah, look, if you feel most comfortable in black, do that. Do what you feel best in.
And that is what it's all about, isn't it? Just feeling good, how you look, how you feel. And I think a nice thread that's gone through today is having fun, because we get to, you know, this age and everyone's been through a lot, whether it be health, relationships, weight, work, you know, everybody's got a story to tell of what they've been through, and we forget to have fun. And I think, you know, you typically think of fun as, I don't know, going and doing something crazy, whereas you can have fun with your wardrobe, you can have fun with looking outside and deciding, you know, I'm going to concentrate on this thing today and the color of it. You try and have fun with the very simple things of life, so that you're not going out and having to spend all your money or expecting things, but loving what you've got.
Yeah. I think Narissa just asked about dressing up gym gear. Narissa, I don't know about this one. I think that there's so many amazing brands doing activewear. If activewear is what you're most comfortable in and you want to have fun with it, there are brands like PE Nation that do really colorful things. I don't know if I'm the right person to ask about activewear, because I actually think activewear should only be worn when you're active. I think you know, I personally don't feel my best if I'm wearing activewear when I'm not being active. And I think, you know, I wouldn't, for example, go to work in activewear. That's kind of obvious. But I have seen lots of women wear activewear with a cool trench coat. That looks kind of cute. Denim jacket, yep, absolutely, you can do that. But I really encourage, you can be comfortable and stylish without wearing activewear. And I know that's something for my clients. They'll always say, help me with casual wear so that I don't have to wear my leggings. That's a really common one. So yeah, I think you can definitely be comfortable without being in activewear all day. Sorry if that upsets anyone.
I have to agree, and I'm a Pilates instructor, so I have been that person who's worn activewear all the time because I worked in that situation. But there are some people who make it look good by putting on a really cool jacket, or, you know, they've got a really cool baseball hat, or, you know, but I think you can style it up a little bit by, instead of just wearing any old trainers, you wear your white, what do you call them? The shoe, the pump, is that pump? No.
Like a trainer.
Yeah, but not a trainer like Nike trainers.
Yeah, I'm
But
wearing them. I'll take my trainer off now because I'm wearing this with a dress, but
yeah,
I love these. These are just New Balance ones, and I wear them with dresses. I wear them with suits. So, you know, the rules of dressing is so much more casual now. So I can still wear a dress and a gold earring and a trainer, and that's good to go. So I'll just put my shoe back on. But yeah, I think, you know, wear what you feel comfortable in. Don't beat yourself up if you've put on weight during COVID. Like, that is just, you've got to be kind to yourself. And I promise you, once you do that, you will feel a lot better in yourself, and the weight will come off when you're kind to yourself.
yes, totally. Totally agree with your sentiment regarding
Thanks,
activewear.
Veronique.
Perfect. And Narissa, you said you need to try and be more confident trying different clothes. Just try. And if you have fun with it and think it doesn't matter, I'm just having fun, it puts a whole different slant on things. It's almost like, you know, when you date and internet dating. I've had a lot of internet dating conversations with people, and I always say to them, don't take it seriously. Don't think, oh, I have to, you know, be the best person on earth, and what if, da 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 da. Just go and have fun and have a little bit of laugh in your head. Oh my God, this is so funny, I'm doing this. And it changes the whole stress around the situation. So exactly the same with clothes. I have been into shops and walked out practically pulling my hair out.
Yeah.
And then since having my session with Lisa, you know, the way she's explained having fun with it and just trying, it's made it a whole different ball game. So go with that.
And just a couple more tips.
Go for it.
If you're anxious about shopping and you can go into stores on a Monday or Tuesday morning, that's the best time to shop. There's nobody there. You'll have the stores to yourself. So I often do that with clients who are quite anxious. I'll take them on a Monday, Tuesday. If you're shopping on your own and you know what you want, I would actually go straight up to the store that you like, go on a Monday or Tuesday and say to the retail person, hey, can you show me your best-selling pants at the moment? Or I'm after a black pair of pants. What can you recommend? Don't spend the time kind of waltzing around and getting flustered. Just go in there for what you're after. And that really helps. And then the last tip which I bang on about so much, but it's honestly one of the best tips, I think. What are 3 things I can wear this with at home? So if you're shopping and you're looking at something, you need to think about automatically, what are 3 things I can pair it with? If you can't think of 3 things, you won't wear it, or you'll wear it once. And it's the same thing when you're culling your wardrobe. What am I wearing this with? And if you can't, because most people don't shop in outfits and they don't think of it that way. They just go and buy the shiny thing and then they've got nothing to wear it with. And it's just a waste. So I would really recommend that to you as well.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Lisa. Now you've kind of answered this last question, I think, but we'll just try and glean a little bit extra. What's your biggest takeaway or piece of advice that would inspire or elevate someone around their wardrobe today?
Okay. My philosophy is that your best style is ahead of you. The reason that I feel that way is because I think the more connected you are to yourself and the more accepting you are of yourself, the better your style will be, because you're far more confident in what works for you and what doesn't. And, you know, I always think my best style is ahead of me because I'm still getting to know myself at age 46. So I just think be really kind to yourself and trust your intuition. So, yeah, that's definitely what I would say.
That was a really good tip, considering you've given us so many tips at all. You know, sometimes when you speak and you give all your gold nuggets and then you get asked something and you're like, oh no, but that's amazing. Thank you, Lisa.
Well, I just feel like I could talk about this all day, because I just love seeing women shine, particularly at this age. And I don't think it's exclusive to really young people. And so, you know, if you ever want to get in touch, you've got any questions or anything, please reach out. I'm not a scary person. And, you know, I really do love helping women step into their confidence. So, yeah, and I can't wait to shop with you too, Sally Ann.
Oh, are you going to go and
In the real life?
Yeah, how exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Lovely as always to hear from you. I will send everybody all your contact details, and make sure you follow Lisa on Instagram, because even if you don't have a styling session, just by the stuff she puts together and the little, you know, the picture of the little bag and stuff like that, it just gives you ideas and you think, oh, I could actually do that. And you can have fun.
And thank you all so much for listening and asking questions and making comments. And thanks, Vanessa. Such a fantastic day today. So well done to you as well.
Thank you so much. I will speak to you soon. Have a great night.
All right, darling.
Thanks for staying with us. Bye.
Bye.